Why be in the middle of 8 series when you can be in the middle of 20? I go around, I go around, I go around, and I go around, and I go around. I feel like I look pretty pale in this video, but it's like, it's currently like 5:30 and it's pitch black outside. So we're dealing with like very artificial light. But you know what? I feel like I have seen worse. You know, like it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. If you're new here, my name is Mila. I make everything from college, lifestyle, and bookish type content. So if that sounds fun, you know where the subscribe button is, you know where the like button is. Feel free to, you know, click that mouse. Today, we are going to be going over 24 books that I want to read in 2024. I did this last year. Did I read all the books I planned to read last year? No. Are a few repeats? Yes. But you know what? I'm gonna get to them. I'm finally gonna get to them. If you ever see me looking a little bit off and my eyes are very watery, I'm sick. I don't stop sneezing. Like literally, I don't sneeze. When I turn my camera on to film, that's when I start sneezing. So if I ever look a little bit like, a little rough, it's that. But yeah, 24 books I want to read in 2024. I think I'm gonna start off by going through series because there are a lot of series that I want to get to this year. And you know what? I feel like I'm going to do a little challenge. Like last year is just like, oh, for fun. I feel like this year it's a challenge. Like if I am not able to finish these books, I'm going to do a, like finishing my TBR of 2024 like video near Christmas. Or just like throughout the year, you know, like little, maybe once a season. I don't know, just to try to like get all this done. So let's begin, you know, like let's just dive right into it. In no particular order am I gonna be picking up these books. It's just how I have them placed like on my bed. So let's go at number one, I want to finish the Zodiac Academy series. So I read Zodiac Academy back in, I want to say September. It was so good. It was exactly what I expected and I absolutely loved it. I ate it up. It was so good. So I ordered myself book 2. I think there's 9 books in this series. I'm not exactly sure, but I know there's like a lot of books in this series. So I'm like, okay, you read like roughly 1 a month, you'll be good. So I ordered myself book 2. I think she's like chunkier than book 1, but honestly, like you need to go in knowing that it's, how do I describe it? It's low-key giving like, I don't even know what type of vibe I can tell you about it, but it's like if you, what do I describe it as? I don't know. I just say pick it up, test it out for yourself because everything about it is just so perfect. So the second series that I want to get to this year is, let's go with here, the Shatter Me series. I want to make a reading vlog for this video, I want to make a reading vlog for the series. I only have book 1 here, so I'm not gonna like, you know, yank up the entire series, but I'm like, the books look really short. Like it's not gonna take that much time to read. I just never got to it. I have the entire series, all 6 books, plus the 2 novellas, so there's really no excuse. But I definitely want to get to this. Maybe this month. I don't know. Maybe not. We will see. But yeah, I definitely want to film a reading vlog to this series because I know like a lot of people love it. My friend was like, I kind of started, but I DNF'd after book 2, and I'm like, oh, okay, so, you know, we're gonna see my thought process throughout the series. The third series I want to read. Everyone was obsessed with it this year online, in my personal life. Everyone loves it. I opened the book and I'm like, yikes, I don't have the time to read all this. But in 2024, I want to read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. This is a lot. You see this? This is a lot. So I kind of put off reading it. It's like, she's chunky and it's a lot of text. I put off reading it, but now that I have 2 books, it's like there's no excuse not to. I definitely want to get to this before summer because I feel like this is a very like January, February, maybe March type of vibe. So yeah, I want to get to the series. I honestly don't know anything about it. I know nothing. I just know that there's a drag and that everyone likes it, and I'm like, you know what, that's good for me. But genuinely, I could not tell you one thing about this book. This series completely exploded this year, and I definitely, last year, and I want to get to it this year. I want to say it's the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. So here I have with me Flawless and Heartless. I know nothing about these books. I just know people love it. The covers are pretty, so I was like, you know what? I'm an indigo, let's buy it. I know there's 5 books in the series, which is not like that bad, and I know she's coming out with a new series or book, so I'm like, you know what? You can finish this series this year and then move on to the new series. Speaking about authors who are coming out with new series, where is the book? I want to finish the Twisted series. I read Twisted Love and Twisted Hate this year. I fell in love. Oh my god. I fell in love. So I really want to get to these 2 books soon. Like, I was like, maybe I can read one January, one February, get them over with, because I know that I heard amazing things about her new series, and Anna Huang honestly just became one of my favorite authors. Like, the amount of love I have for these 2 books, well, the 2 books that I read, absolutely unparalleled to other authors. So yeah, super excited to get to that, to finish that series, because, you know, like, it's also like, yeah, I want to read new series, but I want to finish as many series as possible, because yikes, my TBR shelves that you see here behind me, they're crying because there's too much on there. A thick series I want to read this year. The Crave series by Tracy Wolff. I know nothing about it. I have the 4 first books in the series. I think there's like 6 or 7 in total, and I'm like, you have most of them, just read it. Like, read one a month, just read it. Yeah, I know nothing, but I want to get to these this year. I didn't even count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the 7th series I want to get to this year. Yikes. I don't know what it's called, but the Brutal Prince Stolen Air series by Sophie Lark. I went to Indigo 2 weeks ago with a friend, and I saw these and I'm like, oh my god, they have these covers, let's buy it. So the series I definitely really want to get to. I don't know if there's a reading order between, like, mixing all her series together, so I need to find that out, but I want to read all of her series, so I was like, you know what, just start with the main one, just start. It's like, and, you know, I'm in the middle of 10,000 series now, and it's like, is that an excuse to not start new series? Absolutely not, you know, like, why be in the middle of 8 series when you can be in the middle of 20? This series, how have I lived this long without picking up the Addicted and Callaway series? I have all the books from Addicted, I have the first 2 books from Callaway series, and it's like, why have I not read them? I do really want to try to come out with a video for these. I don't know how it's going to be, because I'll probably have to split it into 2 or 3. I don't know how I want to, like, divide it just yet, but this, if I can tackle this in 2024, I'll be so proud of myself. Like, so proud of myself. I feel like I want to get more into series. Like, I have literally 4 piles just for series and 1 pile for standalones. Yeah, I said we're gonna start with series, but to give us a break from series, let's go into standalones. 9th book I want to read this year, Beach Read. It's a crime at this point. Like, everyone loves Beach Read, everyone talks about Beach Read. I haven't read it. This summer, I promise you, I am reading Beach Read. Also, I've never read Marana Zapata. Like, I know everyone loves her. I have these 2 books on my shelf. I definitely want to get to them this year because I want to read so many things by her. But they're chunky. It's small text. So I do kind of put it off, but I'm like, I know that I'm going to love these. So I'm like, why not just read them? Why not just read them? Let's go with one more standalone before going back to the series. Wildfire by Hannah Grace. She's coming out with a 3rd book. I want to say July or June. I loved Icebreaker. I got this delivered before it released. I was like, oh my god, look at me. I think it came to my house like a week before it was supposed to get released, and I'm like, look at me, I'm actually someone important. But I want to read this book so bad. I'll probably put it, if it's not on my TBR this month, I'll definitely put on my TBR for next month. Back to series. Another series I really want to read this year. This series, like Hooked, Scarred, and everything else after it, I knew about Hooked before it became popular. I don't know why I never picked it up, but I'm like, you could have jumped on the hype so much sooner if you knew. But alas, didn't read them, but I will be mad at myself if it hits summer and haven't read at least Hooked and Scarred. The 13th book I want to read in 2024. I lent these to my friend and she was like, oh my god, you have to read them so we can discuss, because there's a lot to discuss. This duology is Haunting and Hunting Adeline. I am so intrigued. So intrigued. And my friend was like, read them. So I'm like, yes, Julie, I promise you I will read them. If not this month, next month. Because again, I don't know what I'm putting on my TBR at the time of filming this video. But I promise you, come March break, Julie, these books will be read. Where do we go next? Oh, let's tackle this massive series that I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to finish all that in this, but I'm like at least get halfway through the series to make a reading vlog, because that's going to be a good reading vlog. Throne of Glass. How have I not read Throne of Glass? I don't know. But you know what? Hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully I read this year. Another series, I don't know how I managed to not read it. The Inheritance Games. Everyone loves it. Also, my friend Ava is like, read it so we can discuss. So I'm like, okay, I need to read the Cat and Mouse duet to discuss with Julie. I need to read this to discuss with Ava. And it's like, you know what? Just sit down, pick up the freaking book. The chapters here are like 5 pages long. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Honestly, I look at myself at times and I'm like, how have I not read these books? Like, I'm obsessed with them. I really want to read them. I just don't pick them up. And I don't know. The 16th book I want to read this year is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. I read the first 2 books in the series. I want to finish the series to be like, you know what? I am done. I'm finished. And people say that. I don't remember if it was this book. I think it was. I forget who said it, but I think it was for this book that people were like, this was an ending to a series. So based off what they said, I have my suspicions on what happened. I really hope I'm wrong. But yeah, I definitely want to finish this series. Also, speaking about finishing series, I want to finish, let's just get these 2 on my lap. I want to finish, what's it called? I forget what this series is called. Nightfall. I want to finish Nightfall. She is chunky, but I feel like the reason why I was not reading this was just to put off the ending of the series. Like, same thing with Off Campus. It's like the last book I wait because I'm like, I don't want to say goodbye to this world. But I was like, you know what? It's time to read Will's book. Like, Kai was one of my favorites of the group. And behind him as well. And I feel like Will, there's just so much left unanswered that I can see why this is so big. And it's like also the storyline with the girl and him in the past. I feel like this is the one that kind of like intrigued me the most, like when we saw flashbacks and stuff like that. So I'm super excited to finally wrap up this series with Nightfall. Also a series that I started this year, just a duology. This is the second book, When Night Breaks. This series I read for I think a reading vlog at some point, and I never heard anyone talk about the first book, Where Dreams Ascend. I fell in love with it. It was amazing. So I want to read When Night Breaks to finish the series and see, you know, what happens, because the first book ended off on a little bit of a cliffhanger. So yeah, I want to know what happens. There's the Palm South University series. So this series, it follows frats and sororities in a university in Florida. It's so good. It's like you have to go in, like, it's as if you're watching a movie. Like, if you've watched Greek, this is like Greek but in a book, you know. And the first book ends with like so much happens. It's so short. Text is so big. Like, it goes by so fast reading it, but it's so entertaining. You're never bored, and it's a complete page turner. There's 7 books in the series. I only read 1. So this is book 2, and I definitely want to finish. Like, this is a series that I know realistically I can finish this year because you read it so fast. Next, I want to read more V.E. Schwab. Like, I read Gallon by her, and I just love her writing style and everything. I just haven't picked up anything else by her. I have the entire Darker Shades of Magic series, and I definitely want to get to this because I know she's coming out with another series that is based off of this, and I really do want to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. That has been on my TBR for who knows how long, but yeah, definitely want to get into more V. Schwab. We're almost done. So, I think the 20th book/series I want to read in 2024 is the Atlas 6 series. I have the Atlas 6. I have the Atlas Paradox. The Atlas Complex comes out in like sometime this month. there's no excuse to put off this series, you know, because before I could say, okay, yeah, you know, I'm putting it off because the third book isn't out yet, so, like, you know, I should probably wait until everything's out to finish the series. Now I have no excuse, you know, but yeah, definitely really want to get to that. Everything here is serious. I'm like, girl, be realistic. So I want to finish, I read, what's it called? Let me try to find it on my shelf. I read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime in 2022. I have Things I Wanted to Say but Never Did. This is book 1. That's book 2. It follows the Lancaster family. I think there's 5 books out. So I definitely want to get to this. Want to try to finish the series by the end of the year because the book covers, I love the book covers. They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This series, I'm like... So the first book that really got me into reading when I was, like, older, well, like, as a teenager, was the Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess series. So I have Lady Midnight. She's chunky, you know, she's thick. Book 2 and book 3 of this series are even larger than this, and I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna find the time to read this, but I definitely really want to read this because also my friend was like, this series is good, it's worth it, because basically I fell in love with, like, the Clockwork whatever series. So I tried the Mortal Instruments. I hated it. I hated the writing style and everything. I was like, I cannot do this. So based off what my friends said, I feel like this series I can do. And hopefully, because they were expensive books, like expensive books. Finally, the last book/series I want to read in 2024 is Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves. I know that a couple of people on BookTube read this last year and they really, really liked it. And I read the Remnant Chronicles, I want to say, which is like a series that Mary E. Pearson released before this series. And I enjoy that series, so I definitely think I'm going to enjoy this because also people say this is better than that. So very excited to see where she goes with this. And it's set in, like, the same world. So there's not, like, new world building because it's a world I have seen before. Oh, I am so out of breath. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My desk looks absolutely terrifying with all these books. But yeah, let me know what are some books that you really want to read this year, whether it be series, standalones, whatever. And, you know, hopefully we're gonna hold each other accountable, right? We're gonna read all the books we're planning to read. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it. So I hope you guys enjoy. Definitely hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. That's the same thing. Hit the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. All my socials are linked down below if you want to go check me out. And yeah, so stay safe, protect your vibe, have fun reading in 2024, and happy 2024 if you didn't watch my previous videos. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.